guys, what is going on? Blossom's back. Welcome back to another episode of Top Drives, and welcome to the first ever video in the era of a European Grand Tour. I've updated my game. Actually, I updated it literally like 5 minutes after I recorded yesterday's video. And I made yesterday's video because I was waiting to update the game, but I never got the chance to update it. So I made the other video instead to prep you guys for the next update. But then I got the update afterwards, so I updated it, and now it's the first time we're actually recording in European Grand Tour. Now, a lot of people have already said in the comments they can't wait for me to rant about European Grand Tour, yada 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 yada. Look, I don't actively want to go for negativity in my videos, especially at the start of a video. So before we get into the nitty gritty and the things that I really just don't want to see, I'm gonna start off with some good vibes, okay? Well, hopefully some good vibes, a chance at a good vibe, because I've been holding this epic fragment pack for the past couple of days. We've got a chance of getting an epic, and maybe we'll get something brand new to the update as well. I don't know. I feel like this epic will basically encapsulate my entire journey of European Grand Tour. If we get like a Jerry, you already know that I'm just in it for a pretty tough couple of months, huh? Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I've never gotten an epic from an epic pack above like RQ74. I'm actually happy that I'm in a position to even say that, because in the past I've never gotten an epic above like RQ70. So I've gone 70s, I think I've gone 72. 74 might be the highest. I think it was like a Mercedes A45. That can change. I am trying my best to start this update with positivity. But they're making it really, really hard. It's going to be a tough couple of months, isn't it? European Grand Tour, I've got one car. The one car that I've gotten, the Idoblo, okay? One of like 6 vans or something like that. If you go into filter, you go into European Grand Tour, you go into all cars, you go down. I did go through a little bit. Yeah, there's like 6 of these. So it's funny because I was looking through every single brand, okay, that came in European Grand Tour, and I was looking at Fiat, and I was like, damn, there are a lot of these vans, aren't they? So I thought that the entire update was going to bring a lot of vans, but it was just Fiat. It's just Fiat bringing all these common vans in the game. Honestly, these 5 vans kind of remind me of, is it the MGs? Is it the MGs? I can't remember what it's called. The Austins. It reminds me of the Austins. Remember that? Yeah, the 6 Austins in the game. Those Fiat vans kind of give off the same vibe if they were used for a challenge or something like that. Okay, where do we begin? The highlights. Trying my best. I'm trying my best to be positive, trust. I mean, prize cars are nice, right? The prize cars are nice. The Dakar is pretty sick. It's like the lowest handling RQ100, but I digress, you know, it's totally not inflated in RQ because it has high ground clearance or anything like that, and it's not like it's gonna get smoked by other off-road tires with, like, you know, the WRCs of 88 handling. I digress. The Audi RS Q8 might be a new highlight, 3.684, I'm not sure. Let's actually compare that to like the Cayenne GT and the Lamborghini Urus. So if you go into miscellaneous, go to SUV, is it better than the Cayenne? Is it better than the Cayenne? Or it's all Audi right now. I didn't get rid of European Grand Tour. Is it better than the Cayenne? Is it better than the Cayenne? 3185 to 3680. Oh, it's not even better than the Urus. Positivity! No, there's gonna be some kind of, you know, oh yeah, never mind. Okay, so the RS Q8 is not even that influential outside of its own update. European Grand Tour. I know one thing that's actually like really cool. I will be honest, there's one thing that's pretty cool. It's this. The Peugeot bobsled concept, right? It's a 4-wheel drive, 76 handling stock. And the thing is freaking light, 900 kilograms. Yeah, this thing's gonna be good for very certain scenarios. I'm thinking slalom, I'm thinking car park. Yeah, this thing's gonna be really, really good. That fully upgraded, that's an 84 handling 4-wheel drive standard tire. That's RQ13. So yeah, this one looks pretty good. Another car that runs off the top of my head, which I thought looked pretty decent, was the Alpha 8C Spider concept. That is probably 4095, 3995, something like that. You know, it's also, I was gonna say light. It looks light, but it's not that light now, is it? This one looks like it has potential 4.388, that's 98 handling in a very low 0 to 60. I do want to see how that compares up to the Maxi as well. That looks like it has potential. Another car which really caught my eye is this one here, the Sport Magon RS Trophy. 97 handling when you max it out. Medium ground clearance. Actually, I think 98 handling even, I think. No, yeah, 98, 97, I think 97. So those look pretty good. So those are a little bit of shining lights. I would say that the legendaries look kind of nice. Like the 908 hybrid looks good. The HY looks good, but like also at the same time, these cars are locked behind price card borders, so it's not like we can unpack it. The best car in terms of RQ that we can unpack from this update is the Peugeot L500R, which it's got a very low 0 to 60, which is cool. It's light, one ton, right? 1,000 kilograms. 95 handling ain't that bad as well, I gotta say, for a 98 RQ. I mean, 95 it's all right. The KTM Expo looks, yeah, just trying my best to make things look good here. Okay, trying my best. Look, let's go into the first thing. Ultra France. I think that that the French Ultra collection may have gotten a decent buff. So let's look at that. 4.388 to 4.087. Yeah, the Maxi is still going to be the superior car, isn't it? 960 kilograms compared. Oh, that's heavier. Positivity. Well, let's think about it. The Clio got a buff. It's 5.288 now, which is pretty nice. Basically, it has dethroned the Magon 275 because it's medium ground clearance. One thing that I think is pretty interesting is that this is actually cheaper than the Magon RS Trophy, but the Clio looks better. 5.288 compared to 5.487. I would assume that this probably has more MRA. So it might be better in the drives. I can't think of any other reason. Maybe because it has slightly higher top speed. If this is 1 RQ higher just because it has 8 more RQ, 7 more RQ, that's gonna be crazy stupid. Yeah, maybe in the drives the Magon might be better, but I think in the city street small or medium, I think the Clio might still be the better car. That's not a good look because this isn't a brand new car. It's from French Renaissance. Come on, I gotta think of something that's cool. This is cool, right? It's low 0 to 60, high ground clearance, but then again, it's not 4-wheel drive, it's rear-wheel drive, and it's also locked behind a price board, so people can't unpack it. Here's one thing. So French Ultra Rares has always been lacking in 2 different scenarios. The first one is that French Ultra Rares do not have a good dragster. One of the best French dragsters for the Ultra collection is a drag spec version of the 306 Maxi, utilizing that super low 0 to 60 to get 3.3 seconds when you max it out. Obviously, it's not good in a testable or a 1 mile, but for a quarter mile and maybe a half mile, it might be kind of useful. During European New Wave, the C-Matisse was pretty decent because it brings decent MRA and also, a higher top speed for, in relative terms to French cars. So maybe amongst all of this, there might be a sleeper in here. Maybe the RCZ, doesn't matter though because it's locked behind a price tag, 5.182. I'm not sure if this will be. No, I don't think this will have good MRI. I don't know. It's got such a low 0 to 60, 5.182 compared to 5.987. This is RQ inflated because it's medium ground clearance, right? This is actually low ground clearance. This might be a decent French dragster. I don't know what the MRA is, so that might be a nice little chance. Another thing that French cars have been lacking in that ultra category is standard. Unfortunately, this update doesn't change much. The Peugeot concept is going to be the best by far, right? It's 84 handling compared to the DS7s, which only get 77 and I think like 75 respectively, something like that. If I go into my cars, yeah, 75 and 77. So the Peugeot concept will be good. In terms of like French standard, I think the Peugeot concept has the ability to make a difference because it handles so much better than its competition being 2 other cars. If you open that up for just standard France in general, okay, the best car is the DS numero 9, so it's not. So an entire brand new update that brought a bunch of new French cars couldn't bring anything to dethrone the DS numero 9. It's not a requirement for every update to dethrone updates that came before it. Sometimes I'm kind of against that because I do like older updates to have key cars that can withstand the test of time. But I'm just trying to find a shining light somewhere that this update is able to provide besides the 4-wheel drive common. I'm not even making this video out of a comedic effect to shit on the update or anything like that. If there is something that you think this update is genuinely good about and that it provides something new to the game, let me know down in the comments below. I might highlight it in another video, but I am trying my best here. I want to talk about prize cars. Prize cars percentages. One thing that I found very interesting. I wrote it down in a little post-it note over here. So, they added 120 Peugeot prize cars. 14 of them, they added 120 Peugeot cars, and 14 of them are prize cars, which I think is crazy. A lot of the Peugeots are locked behind that prize board, and that also makes 11% of all the Peugeots they added all prize cars, right? 11% of all the Peugeots they added are prize cars. Now, one thing I think is absolutely insane is you go into Mercedes, okay, for example, you know, the brand that Hutch forgot, and in this entire front screen, there are only 4 prize cars. Everything else at the high end, you can unpack. You go into Mazda, you got 5 prize cars. Everything else is pretty accessible. You go into Lotus, you got 4 prize cars. Everything else is kind of accessible. Now, we're going to talk about big brands, okay? Porsche, there are a lot of prize cars here, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But at least there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. So a little less than 50% in that first screen of Porsche that are, you know, available to the players to unpack. But one thing I found absolutely crazy is that if you go into Peugeot, everything is a prize car besides 2, the Peugeot L500 and the Peugeot 905. So these 2 are the best 2 that you can unpack. Yeah, I forgot to talk about this one earlier. I said this was the best one that you can unpack. This one too, they're both 98. These 3, all prize, right? Crazy. Like the amount of Peugeot prize cars on the high end that you can't unpack, basically. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but just a lot of good Peugeot cars are locked behind a prize board. Another thing I wanted to highlight was okay, the next one was Audi. So Audi added 104 cars in this update. 4 of them ended up being prize cars. So only 3% of Audis are prize cars, but 11% of Peugeots are prize cars. Like, what's up with that? People, I guarantee you, people want to unpack the Peugeots more than the Audis in this update. And yet the Audis are more packable than the Peugeots. Like, Peugeot has more cars locked behind a prize board besides Audi. Yeah, 13% of Alpha are prize cars, 3 out of 23. 25% of Renault are prize cars. Oh, let's talk about Renault, because if you are a Renault fan, I think that you were done dirty in this update. Seriously. Because if you go into all cars again, you go into filter, select the update, you go into European Grand Tour, and you go into manufacturer, you go into Renault. I honestly think that if you're a fan of Renault, you were done pretty dirty. They only added 12 cars, right? They only added 12 cars, and on top of that, the top 3 cars are locked behind a prize board, a prize wall. So if you select non-prize, there are only 9 Renaults that you can unpack, 2 of which are Ultra, 1 is a Super. And this is the thing that I just really don't get about, you know, Top Drive's updates. Like, why is it so biased? Like, why are you going 120 Peugeots and 104 Audis, and then you only give 12 Renaults in terms of what you can unpack? Okay, if I want to go like on an even, you know, an even rating board, let's talk about cars that you can unpack. You can unpack 106 Peugeots, 100 Audis, and 12 Renaults. Like, if you were a Renault fan, you would definitely be disappointed. Like, this is like the Mercedes of European Grand Tour. I remember when of World Expo, because when World Expo came around, they added like 100 Audis, they added like 78 BMWs, and they added like 30 Mercs. So yeah, I mean, 12 Renaults is crazy. They added 37 Fiats. 4 out of 37. So that makes 10% of Fiats being prize cars. Apollo is all prize, only on it. 1 car is a prize car. KTM, 1's a prize, 1 isn't a prize. McLaren, they're 2 prize cars out of 8. So yeah, it's just crazy. I think Renault was done pretty dirty over here. Another thing that they didn't really add is off-road. Another thing that I realized, they didn't add a lot of off-road tire cars, right? So if you go into European Grand Tour all again, they added 10, yes, but 5 of them are prize cars. So in terms of cars that you can unpack, you're left with this. So basically, they took away all the legendaries. You can't go for any legendaries. You know, like your European New Wave, you had a chance at unpacking, you know, legendary off-road tire cars. APGP, you could get off-road legend cars. This one, you've just got this. I mean, this looks like it might have potential. It's four-wheel drive, it's off-road, it's high ground clearance, and it's actually kind of light for what it is. So that car is one to look out for. This gets 91 handling, this gets 93. Actually, this one might be pretty decent. It's pretty cheap to use and it handles pretty well. So I'm actually looking forward to the Clio Williams. I think this is only high in RQ because it's medium. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I've seen that a million times. This doesn't even look that enticing. A 74 handling rear-wheel drive off-road tire car. I mean, this thing, what the hell is this going to compete with? Seriously. Off-road, ultra-rare, rear-wheel drive, it's probably the worst handling one there that they added, right? 74. Compared to the Mitsubishi Lancer 76, Skoda 81, a Barf 83, Alfetta 78. Yeah, it's the lowest one there. It's on par of the Hummer H3 Rally. And I think a lot of us can agree that this car is terrible. No one uses it. This thing is RQ48. It's basically a super rare and it has more handling than the Rally. And you know, when it comes to like the off-road, especially in snow, handling means everything. So I don't think that Peugeot 305 is going to make much of a difference out of the 5 packable off-road tire cars that you can get. Oh, man. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously we need to talk about the cockroach in the room, right? Like Audi. It's crazy. Like, if you go into non-prize European Grand Tour, this is the European Grand Tour pack, essentially. When those offers come out in the store, this is essentially the European Grand Tour pack, right? You've got some decent high-end that I definitely want to get, like getting an Elva. You know, the McLaren's kinda is one of the saving graces of this update. Things like the Speedtail and the Elva and the 765 LT. The Speedtail in particular is a car that I thought would have been locked behind that prize board, behind that prize car, you know, tag. But, you know, they kind of opened it up for the players, which is pretty cool. You know, the 905 Spider is going to be a pretty fun one to get. It's ridiculously light, handles really well. You know, maybe a competition for the Porsche 25 and all those radicals as well. There's some decent high end, but the moment you jump down from 90, right? So besides the 6 cars, the moment you jump down to 90, you're greeted with all this Audi bullshit towards the end, right? And they're all like low RQ as well. Like it's like 80, 80, 81, 81, 81, 82. I'm sorry. I really want this to be more of a positive than a negative video, but it's really hard. It's really hard to find something that I enjoy. Let's talk about good Audis, okay? Let's talk about good Audis. Filter, country, right? Let's go into manufacturer. Let's go into Audi. Audi's right at the top. I don't need to scroll down that much. Audi, right? Let's go into collections and tags. There's a very easy way to find the good Audis. There are 104 Audis that they add into the game. There's a very easy way to find what is good. You go into car attributes, you select rear-wheel drive, that's it. I mean, yeah, I don't know if the super rare and the ultra and the rare is even good. I mean, the epics look decent, but this one's locked behind a prize board, so you can't get that. So the only one else that you have left is the Audi R8. The Audi R8 looks pretty decent. That McLaren 79 looks pretty decent as well. There is another Audi which I think has potential for this update, and that is the Q455. It's got a really low 0 to 60 and it's one of the best handling 4-wheel drive standard tire cars in this update. So you go into European Grand Tour, you go into car attributes, 4-wheel drive standard. Yeah, the highest handling one is the Audi. It's got a really low 0 to 60 as well. Among all the epics, it's the lowest 0 to 60 of 5.1 seconds. Again, a lot of RQ inflation with the A7, you know, medium ground clearance, a higher top speed. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, City Street small, City Street medium, that Q4 might be the better car. It is on paper, lower 0 to 60, handles a little bit better, right? Let's go into sort by handling. So descending, that Audi should be second, but yeah. Yep, that's the best one. The Audi Q4 is probably the best one. It handles the best. It's better than the Legend. It's got no top speed, but it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You're not going to use it on a drag anyway. Now, let's take it away. Let's take away European Grand Tour. Let's see how it fares in the general sense. Oh, God. How far do I have to scroll to find it, dude? Oh, it's all the way down here, dude. It's on par with like this mid like 330e. It has the same handling as the ENIAC, dude. That's the best of standard tire 4-wheel drive. Oh man. Okay, now let's talk about maybe rear-wheel drive standard. Rear-wheel drive standard, collections and tags, European Grand Tour. What you got? Best thing's the Alpha Giulia. Okay. Don't even need. I mean, it's American Overdrive is better already with the Cadillacs. Let's do front-wheel drive standard. What you got? What you got? Front-wheel drive standard. Where is it again? Car attributes. Front-wheel drive standard. 105 cars. What's the best thing you got? 76. Audi A3 Saloon. All cars? Okay. Okay. A3 Saloon. Might be kind of useful. Might be kind of. Oh, it's not even filtered by handling anymore. What's up with that? Yeah, I don't do handling. Okay, never mind. Change my mind. Yeah, okay, that changes things. Yeah, so the RSX is still the best. Ah, man, this update is something, isn't it? This update is something. Oh, seriously, if you find something that is positive, please let me know down in the comments below. Please, I want to know what's good about this update. Like, what is a car that I will be super excited to get? Because the way that I see things, this update probably doesn't bring a lot of game changers. It might bring some good cars within the collection tag itself of European Grand Tour. And it might bring a lot of game changers that are locked behind, like, you know, the prize car tag. You know, I mean, the Espouse is cool. Everybody likes this one. I kind of like it too. So that's really cool. But that's it, man. I don't... I really wanted this to be a positive video. Seriously, I actually really wanted this to be a positive video. But let's do one more. Let's end on a good note, I think. If I go into European Grand Tour and I go back into car attributes, I just like rear-wheel drive, we might see some good stuff. Yeah, there's some good stuff here. If you just did rear-wheel drive, there's some good stuff here, right? The McLaren, it's great. 540C, 3.488. The Audi V10 looks good. The rear-wheel drive Audi R8s always look good, right? This looks fantastic. 100 handling. It's not a saloon though, unfortunately. I thought it was a saloon for a second. It's just a coupe. This is a good-looking car, you know. This is hideous. Yeah, man. That's European Grand Tour. That's my first look. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Let me know what you think about the update in the comments down below. Remember, stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville
Atlantic.
Blonde hair, don't care, look like Leslie Brooks. Pin up girls everywhere with the drop dead look. Swing it side to side as we slow dance to the night. When I'll hold your perfect hand and take you out just for a ride. We'll share milkshakes at the diner and rebel at every hour. We can watch a drive-in movie, then have romance in the shower. Sleek my hair, light a lucky cig, lucky strike. Have a bowl at the bowling rig, lucky strike. Get some Elvis, play the J-House rock, jazzy. Spread the groove all around the block, jazzy. Boy, it must be good to be living in the 50s. A time just past the war and just before the hippies. Imagine being rich with just a single dollar. Cars were meant for charming and girls were called my darling. Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine. Imagine what it felt to be the first Asian rock and roll star. That would be so surreal.